behind the cape. All right, let's see. First of all, we've got to start this thing off with a RIP to Candyman.
Yeah, R.I.P. Candyman, man.
That's a tough one, unfortunately. Tony Todd, he's been in Candyman, Final Destination.
Yeah, I really liked him in Final Destination. Like, obviously, the Candymans were what they were. They were good films at the time. Good entries in a black horror genre. Good projects. Final Destination. His role in Final Destination was better to me personally. It was the first time that you actually had the role of death defined. Like, they always thought they had it figured out in the first couple of movies. By the time you get to Final Destination 3, where he's working in that morgue and he's able to actually break it down to people, and then he shows up, I think, in 4 at the funeral of some of the kids that died, and he's kind of guiding them through. You didn't have that in the early films. You didn't have that in the first 2. There was nobody explaining shit. You had the crazy girl from number 1, from Final Destination 1, but she was in a damn asylum. They had to damn near break in and go talk to her. Mm-hmm. So, like, he kind of was like the guide on the journey. You know what I'm saying? The wisdom. I liked his role in that franchise a little bit better.
First of all, I forgot Candyman was in Cabrini Green, so shout out again to Chicago.
Shout out.
But no, I think the craziest story, or the one of the stories that came up from hearing of his passing, was the fact that he was paid $1,000 per bee sting when he had the bees in his mouth in Candyman. Jeez. They paid him $1,000 per bee sting. He walked away with $23,000 just for that scene alone.
Jesus, he actually put them hoes in his mouth.
Yep. Ugh. Because I guess the director wanted him to, and he was like, nah, unless I'm getting paid for it.
That's crazy.
Unless I'm getting a check. And they paid him $1,000 per bee sting.
Yeah, even still, man. I ain't tricking myself out like that. That is insane. 23 bee
away
stings
from set, like 23 big ones. I'm going to the club with this one.
Yeah, we would have had to do a little bit better than 1,000 per bite.
I mean, but it was early 90s.
Back then, yeah, I was about to say 23,000 in a day, I guess, is impressive. But
and then on top of, obviously, what he's getting for the role.
That had to have been a rough few days after.
Oh, I bet.
I
bet. But hey, he a hustler out here. Okay, so this one came from Chillmonger.
Okay.
Just got it today. I did. And apparently Kevin Feige has a list of top 3 moments from the MCU. Now, I know we're trying to stay away from the MCU.
No, I mean, this is an interview. This is an interview. Not though. Even just talking about past already done content. Line it up. What's going on?
So his top 3, according to Kevin Feige himself, would include Tony Stark saying, "I am Iron Man," the portal sequence with the Avengers, and Black Panther being revealed for the first time.
So when you asked me, when we were setting up, and you asked me what I thought the 3 things he would say would be, what did I say?
You said Black
Panther.
You said something from Avengers Endgame.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then I don't think you.
And then I said Spider-Man was the last thing I was introducing Spider-Man.
2 out of 3.
Yeah, I got 2 out of 3. What else do you expect this man to say? What do you expect this man to say? He's going to highlight Black Panther because, he doesn't want to be seen as the whitest white guy in the room, even though, the Endgame thing is obvious. That was the crescendo to the best years of their work. And then, what was the other thing he said? What was the third thing he said?
Tony Stark saying,
I am Iron Man. I guess, he's an Iron Man fan, I guess.
Yeah.
But that was also pretty early on in the process, so that was a jumping off point. So he's kind of giving you a time from each period of the MCU. Look, if Black Panther is one of your more prouder moments in the MCU, then what was it when you retired it? Then what was that exactly? Was that second most proud, or was that the worst day of your life? If that was the proudest moment of your life, was introducing T'Challa, because that's who the Black Panther is.
Why is he not in the MCU
then
anymore?
What exactly was it that allowed you for him to not be seen in any other iteration thus far? It just, that doesn't really line up to me, unless you're telling me you're handcuffed and people are twisting your nipples about it.
Oh, I love the Black Panther, but
love it so much.
It's time to get rid of him.
It's one of my favorite moments. I'm so glad I'll never see it again. What is this? What are we talking about?
It's your boy. You want to talk about Christmas movies that aren't really Christmas movies?
Oh my God. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, so Jack Black has a Christmas movie that's coming out that's not really a Christmas movie. He's playing the devil.
Kid writes a letter to Santa, can't spell. Writes it to Satan. Satan gets the letter, he gets intrigued, comes to Earth, finds the kid. It's a buddy film, yada yada, humanizing the devil. Oh, but the premise is that the whole time the devil's trying to talk him out of his soul. Merry Christmas.
I don't...
Merry Christmas. Happy Jesus
yes,
birthday day.
The letters in Santa are the same as they are in Satan.
Happy Jesus birthday day.
That's it.
This is the problem that people have with pagan holidays in the first place, because they feel like the commercial ability of it makes it very performative and not really about what it's supposed to be, which is, you know, your religious stance. Mm-hmm. So when you've taken it, the barometer so far in the opposite direction from Nick, we so far from Bing Crosby's White Christmas on this one. Like this is like North and South Pole. Literally North and South Pole. You can't get no further from each other. So when you push it that far, you end up with a movie, a Christmas movie called Dear Santa, featuring Jack Black as the devil. Now it's not lost on me the irony that Jack Black is not only a Jewish man playing in a Christmas movie, but is playing the devil in a Christian holiday movie.
Jack Black is Jewish?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Huh.
So yeah, it's a real head scratcher for several reasons. Who the fuck?
No, he describes himself as an atheist.
What?
But he's of Jewish heritage.
Okay, well then I'll cut him some bail on the whole Jewish thing.
But even then, that would also make sense.
Yeah, no, okay, so we're just going to make a mockery of it because we're atheists. That's my problem with atheists now. Anyways, okay, let's leave the whole Jewish thing alone because he doesn't practice, right? He's not a practicing Jew. But still, who gave this premise the green light?
That's a good question.
Who said, yeah, the Devil Santa movie? Let's do that one. I mean, it's no wonder why it's going straight to streaming. This thing probably tested like shit. It probably tested like shit. I can't imagine it did that well.
Marte said he likes the premise. It's a good chuckle. Maybe worth a skip, but a movie is a lot.
I swear to God, next time I see you, I'm going to throw a boot at you.
Well, he said a movie is a lot.
Yeah, no, but I mean, even as a series, like, what is how am I supposed to sit down with my family and watch this movie?
He also said it's some edgy teenager shit.
Yeah, he walking hand in hand with a damn devil. Like, how am I supposed to explain that? Like, well, no, he's still a bad guy, but in this movie, he's good. So why you watching this movie? The devil's good.
Well, what? I mean, to say what Marte said, it is some edgy teenager shit. So you might not be watching this Christmas movie.
It is it's featuring Jack Black, who's only been making almost exclusively kids movies now. And the cast is kids. He's doing hijinks. Like, this is not a preteen. They're not doing nothing that's extra adult. It's just like Rudolph the reindeer, only Rudolph is the devil.
Perp says could have gotten somebody other than Jack Black to play the devil. That's my only issue.
Fam, how about we get the devil out the damn Christmas movie? How about there's no devil in the Christmas movie?
DeMarcus Vaughn says Dear Santa is a mixture of Halloween and Christmas. But is it a horror movie?
It's a horror Christmas movie? They are running out of ideas.
Yeah.
All of this shit is making me uncomfortable.
No, Marte, I get that you're saying it's not good. Marcus is still saying it just shouldn't happen.
Like, period. It just shouldn't happen at all. Whose idea was this?
Like, you're clearly saying, yeah, the movie part of it, like making it out into an entire movie, trash. But yeah, maybe even like an SNL skit is like a little
in
much.
A way, they're making the kid into the Antichrist. The Antichrist brings the coming of the devil. So is that what we're doing here? We're talking, bring me forth so I can rampage over the earth and bring hell to earth.
Well,
kid,
let them make it a bomb, and then we won't have to worry about this in the future.
I'm just very bothered by the premise. I'll let it go. I digress.
All right, DeMarcus Vaughn, I got one for you. Papa's House has been picked up. Damon Wayans and Damon Wayans Jr.
Yes, yeah, 18 episodes instead of 13. So that's a very good
amazing.
sign. Very good sign. Means it's doing well.
I saw something including a My Wife and Kids reunion.
I did not see that.
I saw them on set. It was Vanessa and Jay.
Which Vanessa?
Or not Vanessa.
Vanessa?
Not Vanessa.
Not Vanessa. Yeah, that's Bernie Mac.
The
You
daughter.
talking
though.
about
Not Katie, the other one.
Yeah, Claire.
Claire. I saw Claire and Jay.
The light skinned Claire or the old
light,
Claire?
It was the light
okay.
skin. Yeah,
I don't even talk to the old Claire no more.
Yeah.
I don't even bring her around.
I feel like I seen like some kind of video on Twitter with all of them like on set. So like,
okay,
maybe they'll have some. And I feel like Junior is like always around the Wayans.
He's a Wayne.
He's not a legitimate
nephew
Wayne
or something like that. He's something related to them.
But he's not a Wayans. Like his
He's
last
in
name.
the family, yeah. I just don't think he's a Wayne. Yeah, okay, whatever.
But he's always around. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he got that head. The head is the tail. Like the
head is the tail is crazy.
they, you can't deny that.
Yeah, no, I think
Family trait.
The funny thing I think about Damon Wayans and Damon Wayans Jr. is that Damon Wayans Jr. seems like Damon Wayans, but just like accepted by a much larger crowd.
Sure.
So like Damon Wayans for 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, but other than that, it's spot on. They're like the same person almost.
I think the premise is a little bit more open. It's a little bit more modernized, I guess, if you could say that. But it still has that family feel to it. You know what I mean? It's I like to see that type of setup. It kind of gives you a little bit of balance. It's cheesy. It's a little corny, right? It's built for family consumption. We need that. You know what I'm saying? We need a catalog. We need to have some sort of nuance in our storytelling. So this is just the kind of gooberish network TV version of what we want for Black content. That's the way it's supposed to look. That's just the way it is, and it adds to it starts to create an idea in other studios' heads. Like, okay, they can be successful in that spot. Let me go ahead and do that. Like, let me try that, because Hollywood is a copycat town. If this becomes popular, guarantee you ABC gonna be rolling out some old retired Black comic doing a family sitcom. I guarantee it. NBC will be right on their heels. Right, because that is how they catch on and they start copying concepts. So I'm glad it's doing well.
Well, that plus Black sitcoms just work. They just do.
Well, the history of them is already proven. It's saving. Again, we talked about this. Was it last week or I don't even know where I be having these conversations anymore. I be on the internet so much. But we were talking about how 90s content, 90s sitcoms really saved a lot of these networks to be able to become the conglomerates that they are today. Like, do you think NBC survives without Fresh Prince? Do you think ABC survives without Family Matters? Or even before that with the Cosbys? Same thing with CBS and their ownership in UPN.
Or how Friends is a living single copy.
Literally a living single copy. But they wouldn't, I believe that was Fox, and they wouldn't have even been relevant to make that if it wasn't for who owned?
I can't remember either.
Was it WB? No.
I can't remember.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was
a lot. Maybe the Coopers or something with the show with
one of them. It was
the Five Heartbeats guy. What's his name? Townsend. Robert Townsend had a show.
The Parenthood.
Yeah. Like they were everywhere. That it was standard. The Parkers, 101. Like it took us all the way into the early 2000s. So like they built those network television shows on Black sitcoms, and then they abandoned them.
Jamie Foxx show.
Steve Harvey, Bernie Mac was on Fox. Bernie Mac held up Fox for a long time on Friday nights, prime time.
My Wife and Kids.
Prime time. My Wife and Kids on ABC Thursday night, prime time. Before Grey's Anatomy was leading the network. So, hey, maybe they're just getting wise again.
And all of those shows are in syndication right now.
Yeah.
Still getting tons of money.
Yes, absolutely.
But the whites said we only need Fred Savage. Okay. Macaulay Culkin seems to be joining Fallout for season 2. Don't know where Macaulay Culkin's been.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been seeing more of his brother lately than him. He was
That's
just
fact.
Scream, and I think he was on some HBO show that I was watching.
He was on Succession.
There it was. Success. No, that's the other brother. That's the young brother. So there's two of them.
There is two of them. There's Rory Culkin.
Then I think is that the one that was on Scream 4.
No, I think that Rory Culkin. I think is Succession. I think.
Okay, then that's not who I'm talking about.
No, it's not. Rory Culkin is the one from Scream.
There you go. Yeah. And then there's the real young one that played Roman in Succession.
Kieran Culkin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. Yep.
But Macaulay's going to make a comeback here, and it's going to be in a very good series, too, because Fallout is killing it. Great season 1. Can't wait for season 2. I'm interested to see who he plays. Video game, TV adaptations, killing it. I mean, right now, I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't play Halo a lot because Xbox sucks, but I liked the Halo show, at least the first season. The second season got a little slow. I didn't want them to necessarily cancel it, but I know a lot of Halo fans hated it from start to finish. But that's about the only stinker you getting out of the TV adaptations. Last of Us is going to be coming back soon. Mm-hmm. Obviously Fallout's doing good. So
yeah,
more of it. I'll take it.
Facts. Oh, speaking of video game TV shows, Mass Effect, live action Mass Effect TV show.
We're going to give Mass Effect to Amazon to do. Are you ever going to build a studio and start making some of this shit yourself?
No, why?
They have so much content, dog. Like they're IP rich, and they just don't know what to do with it, so they just farm it off to other people. I hate the way Sony is ran. I absolutely hate it because they could rival Disney with some of the content that they have if they position themselves well. They could be in the fight there with Warner Brothers and Disney if they leveraged heavier into their video game content and made it themselves. Right?
You didn't hear about the HBO Max deal they got to do Spyro and Crash Bandicoot?
This is a joke.
It is a joke.
Okay, I was about to say you're just trying to piss me off. But yeah, no, I like the idea of a Mass Effect series. I love the Mass Effect games. Why is Amazon going to reap the benefits of however good this show is? Like, nobody's going to see it on Amazon and think, damn, Sony hit another one right out the park. They're going to be like, damn, that was another good one for Amazon.
But then what is the answer to that? Does Sony have to create their own streaming service for these shows?
Yeah, they would have to kind of put their nuts on the table and give people a place to go to get their content.
But then that's another thing that
the more important thing is that they have to start creating their own stuff. Don't come to me and tell me it's taking you 4 or 5 years to make Miles Morales and all of your other content is getting farmed out to other studios. Why does it take you so long to create the shit that you're making if everything is farmed out to somebody else?
You know what they could do is have an app on the PlayStation and include that app.
You mean like the PlayStation Store already had content that you can go in there and watch? You could already watch.
You can go in there and buy it. You can't stream it, can you?
I don't know.
So
well, I mean, isn't that the same thing? Well, are you talking about just like have a library that you can pay a monthly thing for? I feel like there's already PlayStation Network.
That's what I'm saying. It'll be included in PlayStation, or at least one of the tiers of PlayStation Network, and then you would have access to the titles that they would have.
Should have already been there, and in that case, they had a foot ahead of Disney. They had a foot ahead of Warner Brothers because while Warner Brothers had like 7 different HBO apps, you already had PlayStation Network. Now, the only problem with that is now you're pitching people to pay more money to one of the leakiest information databases on the planet.
But they're already
Sony
doing
gets
that for
hit
PlayStation
all
Network.
the time, and that's why I think people are kind of wishy-washy about taking PlayStation Network.
That's why I say don't make something separate. Add it to one of your tiers.
I'm saying
as an added benefit.
Most people. Well, here's how I see PlayStation Network. Most people buy it when they're playing. You got a lot of people who buy it maybe for a year and save the money, or buy it for several months if they've got the cash.
Mm-hmm.
Most people, especially in today's economy, are getting PlayStation Network or Xbox Live when they're playing games.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So if you've got a new game, go ahead and get your Xbox Live to shit together. That way you can play and finish the joint.
Well, then
but if
I would
I'm not
argue
playing actively, I'm probably not just paying every month.
That's
fair.
fair.
You got a lot of extra cash like that.
But then I would argue that doing what I'm saying would at least retain some of those customers because, yeah, I might not be playing right now, but the new season of Uncharted or, you know what I mean, one of those shows are going to come back out. So I'm going to keep it at least for a little bit longer until I get the urge to play the game again.
Yeah.
And then it's content based around the games, so you have the demographic right there.
You have the audience at very least.
the
It's
audience
not a
right
guarantee
there.
that it's going to be successful, but there's an audience there for it.
And you're marketing directly to them already.
I for the life of me, don't understand why they do so much farming. They have IPs that can really stand up and be something. They're proving it on other streaming services. And I think Mass Effect will just be another one of those. It's just kind of sad that nobody's thinking over there like, hey man, we're putting out Madam Web and fucking what they do?
We're putting out
Madam Web
garbage
and Morbius and Venom, and like they're doing Last of Us on HBO, and they're going to be doing Mass Effect and Amazon, and everybody seems to be winning but us. Oh, and Disney's taking the lifeblood of our company and Spider-Man and just using them like an old rag doll. But I guess we're just content where we're at, huh?
Speaking of Spider-Man, somebody asked about Beyond the Spider-Verse. It's looking like that's probably not going to come out before 2026 from all these articles that I'm seeing
again,
here.
increasingly frustrated because what else are you doing? Craven does look good. I hope it's better than the other Spider-Man villain films without Spider-Man.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
What up, Tony Robinson?
They better not F up Mass Effect. I trust Amazon. I trust them. It's a green IP, and Amazon has a good track record with that type of genre. So I'll give them some vote of confidence there. Tony Robinson says Sony Network is a good name for a streaming service.
Just do it.
Let's just take all the stuff that we're currently let be successful on other streaming services, bring it home.
And the only reason I say don't add anything, just add it into what you're already paying, is because people are not going to want to pay for yet another streaming service. So, like, use it as a competitive advantage to hopefully retain some of your clients or customers.
Mofly, I think you actually taking us towards one of our next topics, actually.
Arcane season 2.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so
the budget. Yeah,
the budget, yeah. So apparently the 2 seasons, which I don't know if anybody else is surprised that Arcane is only getting 2 seasons, but this kind of made it make a little bit more sense for me. So apparently those 2 seasons have cost $250 million.
That's crazy.
And I think the first season was only like 9 episodes, 8 or 9 episodes.
That's insane.
That is very expensive. I like the animation style. I am continuously confused as to why that takes more dollars wise than actual physical man labor hours being out shooting using film hard drive space. But maybe it is more hard drive space if you're only doing animation and there's no practical movement or human beings. I don't know how that works.
I think it takes more time to make.
So you have to pay people
and
longer.
more power. Yeah.
Yes,
more
that's
resources,
insane
essentially.
though. That is crazy.
Because you got to animate frame by frame.
If you're telling me $125 million for one season, for season 1 of Arcane, then I absolutely understand why Netflix would go ahead and put that down for season 2, because they're not leveraging that heavy into anything. Maybe a finale for Squid Game or some shit like that, but not a film. Maybe if the cast is big enough. Knives Out ain't even getting $250 million. Daniel Craig mad as hell about that. They're like, man, put this shit in the theaters, boy, so we can make some money.
Yeah.
But no, I thought that was interesting because I when they showed the trailer for season 2 and they said final season, I'm like, final season? It's season 2. We got way too much to go through here. But man, if it's that expensive, then yeah, at Netflix, you're definitely going to get tall grass gets cut.
Especially when you're going to aspire to do more in later seasons.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just going to end up costing more and more.
Yeah.
Regina Hall says she's excited to join back up for Scary Movie 6, which, why wouldn't she be? Why wouldn't she be?
If they don't get Anna Faris and Regina Hall back involved,
why wouldn't Anna Faris be? It's an easy check.
Yeah, just I don't know what we're doing. But again, I would absolutely trust Marlon and Sean to handle that. Like, it's not. I don't even think that's going to be a question.
Yeah.
The question is how they bring her back. Like, how hilarious are they going to go about bringing Brenda back to life? Because they really disrespected her body on the way out.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Facts.
But it was disrespectful.
Facts. All right. Star Wars episode 10 through 12?
Oh my
Question
god.
mark, question mark. You said somebody was rumored to pen and direct it?
No, he's already been hired according to Deadline and Variety and everybody else. His name is Simon Kinberg. We looked up his filmography on Pantheon. It's very up and down. He's giving you Days of Future Past, and he's also giving you Dark Phoenix.
Okay.
He's giving you the best and the worst X-Men films created.
The best?
Days of Future Past is the best X-Men movie ever created. It's the best. There really isn't a debate.
It's absolutely great.
There isn't a debate. There isn't a better movie from start to finish involving that many characters in X-Men. It's just not even. The next closest would probably be.
Okay, no, I can see that. Yeah.
Like maybe X2. Where
that's literally where I was thinking.
That's there, but it's not better than Days.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's fair.
And then he also has the absolute stinker of
Dark
Phoenix, which is, jeez. That's not really where I want to focus here. The thing that's more prevalent is that there's scuttlebutt about this potentially being another Rey trilogy, or at least running congruently to her movie that's coming out. I am so at a loss at what is happening at Disney for Lucasfilm, because while this could absolutely go the way that most of Lucasfilm projects have gone over the years, in terms of, oh no, Patty Jenkins is coming. Oh no, Patty Jenkins is fine. Rian Johnson's gonna do a new trilogy, right? Remember the Rian Johnson trilogy? That's not happening. Kevin Feige is gonna make a Star Wars. No, Kevin Feige. Okay,
Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi's gonna make a no. Okay, that's not gonna happen either. So this obviously is in jeopardy for the same type of path. The problem I'm having is, why is she still allowed to kind of embarrass the studio with potentially cut shit? The shit that may not even make it to pre-production. Like, announcing something at Lucasfilm is never a guarantee. Like, it's not even a thing that you can bank, even though it's in the trades. So why is she continuously allowed to do this?
You want to say to build up hype, but then nothing ends up happening. So what's the point?
I don't understand why it doesn't feel like she has a boss. It doesn't feel like anybody's over top of Kathleen Kennedy.
Because she's the GOAT.
No.
Of cancellations. You didn't let me finish.
Can't wait for Disney's with Star Wars. Russell Wilson for the win. Yeah. What do you think if Star Wars did Knights of the Old Republic? That is also something that I got her pitched. But the thing that threw me off is the kind of middling rumors about it either being running congruently to her story, which doesn't make sense if it's Knights of the Old Republic, or that it's actually her trilogy. That's the thing that's kind of taking me out of that possibility, because if it's going to be about Rey in any capacity, we're not going back to the Old Republic.